Welcome back. I am your maestro, your symphony conductor, your master of disaster. You can call me Mr. Pan Pan, or Alpha Panda, or Mr. Panda. It doesn't really matter. But I am bringing you the tastiest bites of anime, manga, and comics you have ever seen. And today, tonight, this afternoon, regardless of where you live in this bright, sunny world, how to be a werewolf. I definitely should get myself a radio station. No more doubts about it. I am going to be hosting smooth jazz from now on. Bam! My new life. Yeah! But in all seriousness, How to Be a Werewolf, folks, one of the more interesting comics that I've read up to this point. Oi! So, re recording. I should totally probably write my thoughts down and form some sort of coherent, formulaic idea of what I want to say. But if I wanted to do that, it wouldn't be as interesting and it wouldn't be as real and raw and absolutely sexy. Oh, yeah. But this is How to Be a Werewolf. This comic I have been reading, I would say, I've been jumping back and forth for about 3 years or so now. Now, the whole concept of this comic is that it follows a young woman who just so happens to be a werewolf. Now, mind you, she was bitten when she was a young child, so her childhood was spent in basic isolation over powers that she really didn't have any control over. She was basically at the whim of her instincts at that point while she was growing up. Suddenly, one day, while she's working in her job at a coffee shop, a local coffee shop, another werewolf makes his appearance and tracks her down. And that's where our story starts. From there, an entire world opens up to her. Her boss is a witch, and she finds out that not only do werewolves exist, other witches exist. There are things in this world that she has no idea about. And it spins out of control from there because it turns out, hey, guess what? She was created. She was basically forced into being a werewolf by a witch who, for some reason or another, was trying to make a pack of werewolves of her own. Interesting concept, but mind you, it is very spicy read. I recommend 100% is very spicy. But the main reason I really like this one, outside of how beautiful the artwork is gorgeous. Sean Lenore, fam, yo shit, top notch. Keep doing what you're doing. Take your time. No rush. Do whatever you gotta do. No rush. But what I really like about this comic is the relationships and the social interactions between the characters. They are very grounded in reality. Like, the best way to put it is how relationships form in the comic and how they interact with each other is very much how, say, you and me would interact with each other. The relationships in this comic, they bloom naturally. There's subtext, there's a history to it. I'd have to say my OTP of the comic, I love this OTP, it makes me tingly inside, has to be a relationship between two of the characters. One, a werewolf lawyer, yes, werewolf lawyer, and a witch nurse. She's a witch and a nurse. Best combination. But their relationship starts out where the lawyer, she gets sick and she's in the hospital for a terminal condition. Our witch friend has been working in this hospital ever so slightly, using her magic to help people where she can. And so she comes across our girl. As sick as she is, she's still trying to achieve her dream of becoming a lawyer. So she offers her a deal. Her magic has been unable to help her at this point. She offers her a deal, something that is explained by another werewolf. The ability to be able to bounce back from the condition she's in. And she takes it. Their relationship blossoms from there. They have dates, they get to know each other better, and eventually our girl makes the move and she grabs her baby. Baby, she grabs her. But at first, their relationship was kind of awkward. They were feeling each other out, and it flowered. It grew into something more as they, grew and changed themselves. Our main character's brother is basically inoculated from being a werewolf from a hissy fit that our main character threw when she was younger. Apparently, getting scratched by a werewolf basically inoculates you to a werewolf bite that can turn you into one. Who knew? But the werewolf that tracks down our main character has a moment where, in his mind, our main character's brother is like the greatest thing in the world at that one moment. And that's why I love the art, because the artwork, his facial expression when he sees the brother is absolutely on point, because God knows I've made expressions like that at people before. Yeah. I don't know. It's like you get hit by a ton of bricks, or, you get shocked, blindsided. You Twitter-pated. Mind you, I do not like Twitter. Twitter is horrible, horrible trash. It is a terrible place. Bam. But their relationship is awkward. It starts out brief, short conversations. A boy is completely and totally nervous about how to interact. But it grows from there, and it becomes, how do I put this? I don't know, it's weird. It's not something that you could exactly put into words. It's something that you see and you feel, as odd as that sounds. Through the comic, you can clearly see that they are growing on each other, that they accept each other for who they are. And, tossing in a life or death situation in there does a lot for that too. But that's something you're going to have to read the comic to see. But here is the twist. The twisty twist. Well, it's not really a twist, it's more of a plot point. An ever-converging plot point that is subtext throughout the entire writing. This person, Jean Lenore, is a master of foretelling and the greatness in this story. Minus, my crazy extra stuff. But there's a witch who created our main character. A very powerful witch, mind you, at this point. But she lost her magic. She lost the ability to perform her magic and was basically using the werewolves as a battery for herself. Unknown to everyone else, her reasons for doing this. And it was simply explained as she needs to protect them from something. She needs to hide them from something. But to this day, no one's exactly sure, even though she's basically gotten swallowed up by the earth. Yeah, spoiler warning. This person did the earth so dirty, the earth was like, nah, cuz we not doing this no more. And that was the end of that. Spoiler alert. Boom. But I'd have to say, outside of artwork, outside of the plot, this is honestly one of the more well-written and organic comics that I have read. Even if the artwork was not as great as it is, I would still find myself coming back to read more of it because of how based in reality the character interactions are. It is like watching a sitcom, if you want to be real about it. Watching a sitcom, but it's just flat static images. You're drawn into the world, and at that point, you could see yourself existing alongside of everything that's there. You could place yourself in the world, and you could interact with everything. That's how well that this comic is written. So, with that in mind, I'm going to say, go out and give How to Be a Werewolf a read. It is something that I personally enjoy, and I think you will enjoy it too. So with that, deuces. Peace. Vaya con Dios. That does not mean goodbye. My Spanish is terrible. All right, I'm out. Later. Have a good one.